when I was in college, it was more of like, I never imagined going into the IT side before, joining the Sharpener. It was just a try that, once I got this reference from LinkedIn,
Mhm.
and I just Googled it, a Sharpener, and then I got to know. After I joined, I felt like, okay, yeah, it can be done.
He's one of our Gujarati chokros, like Manan. Okay, so Manan has given a total of like I think 9 interviews, and guess what? He never gets rejected. Like in fact, there have been HRs like who've been like in touch with him from the last 2 months, like, and they're still negotiating. Ki, "Aaja join kar lo hame." So yeah, like there is something very, very, very secret about, like very, very special about Manan because of which like HRs like just love him. I don't know what is the reason, but let's understand in this session what is the secret sauce. Is it the cute face or is it brains? So yeah. So welcome to the webinar, Manan.
Thank you, Yash.
So yeah. So Manan, just
Yash, you went on mute.
I went on mute. Hey, yeah. So Manan, just can you have a small introduction to yourself, like so that people know like about you a little bit?
Yeah, so basically, let's start from the name. Myself, Manan Shah. I recently graduated this year from my university in 2020. I had done I am from non-IT background basically. I have done my BTech from electronics and communication. So it was not something that I was already from the coding part. I was from a non-IT background. I joined the Sharpener in the month of like around April. I completed front end by July, and after that got placed. Currently also working as a back end. I when I was in college, it was more of like, I never imagined going into the IT side before, joining the Sharpener. It was just a try that, once I got this reference from LinkedIn,
Mhm.
and I just Googled it, a Sharpener, and then I got to know. I actually talked with Yash when I joined. And, after I joined, I felt like, okay, yeah, it can be done, and everything worked very amazing. And finally, I ended up uh, having a front end developer role.
Makes sense. That's good. So, like, Manan, like, before going to all that, like, just wanted to understand, like a common question which people ask, like, coding, like whenever you join any coding courses or anything, you should know coding from like bachpan se, like, you should know it from like class 1 or 2 already. Okay, like if you're not coding from then it's like very difficult. So, when so people would want to know, like, when did you actually start coding? As in, when did you like start coding? As in, like it got introduced in your school or like when did you start exactly coding, Manan?
See, I am from electronics and communication background. So in my university, it was a small only C++ coding, but it was not something of anything related to JavaScript or web development. The seriously, I started coding. I can say that once I joined the Sharpener, I genuinely started coding after that. So it is not something that if you do not know coding at any age, you can definitely try and start to code and you can learn coding. It is not something that you should be knowing from the basics or from the starting or only from the people who are from the IT background. All the people even from the non-coding and non-IT side also can always do the coding at any point of time.
Makes sense. So Manan, like basically you are from EC background, right? Like, and I'm also from like the electronics and communication engineering background. Okay, so just wanted to like basically, and I'm guessing like in Sharpener, like there are like more than like 90% of the people who join like are from the non-IT background itself.
Okay.
So there is this always this scare. Okay, like basically coding when you started it, like wasn't it scary? Like how did you tackle that?
Yeah, initially it was always scary because we don't know how the things are working. We are, new to the all the coding. But eventually, if do not, you do not give up. You always try to, always practice lot and lot. It will eventually you will become a lot more easier. And at a point, you will always think that this is lot easier than you used to think it was. So it is not something that you can say that it's difficult and cannot be done if you have never done coding. Definitely you can do it if you just do not give up and you just practice, keep practicing it.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's more like a like the fighter wala attitude is what you need. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
I think like that's why like there is this like I think this is how like that most of the companies now previously they used to hire engineers, okay, like engineers as in people who did not know used to coding, okay, they did not know code what was coding, okay, but they used to hire engineers because engineering mein, like engineering kind of teaches you this, right, like कि बिना मतलब like last day पढ़ के भी they people like even parts, okay, so like engineers have a solution to everything, right, but right now right now it's become more like anyone can do it, like anyone with a like fighter attitude, like anyone who's like "Ki, this is I this is something which I have to do and this is my life, I they'll find their ways, as in that's true,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's just that, you start and some errors you occurs, and that's where people get stopped, or they, they just drop the idea of coding. And that is the point where you need to, work a bit hard, and you just need to move ahead with that things. Once you do that, it is almost possible that, you can code definitely.
Makes sense, makes sense. So okay, Manan, like EC background, okay, I'm guessing you chose EC, like how why did you choose EC in the first place, like what made you choose EC?
Initially, after completing the 12th, I never even thought that I'll be ending up being a front end dev. At that time, I did not even knew what React is or what the web development is. It is something that I was getting based on my merit and on my result. I did choose at that time IT. My, for the first priorities were that, but based on my, merit, I was not able to get into IT side, and EC was something that I was getting the seat into my university. So I took up that, initially the EC, but ended up completely in the IT because that was something that I was looking forward to.
I think people take EC like that only. Like I also got EC because of that reason. Like because of merit, I was not getting the CSE seat or the IT sheet. See, I was actually getting IT, but I thought people were at that point of time. People were saying IT is saturated, IT is this, IT is that. Yeah, like because I think people had this understanding that IT is only Infosys, Wipro, or Accenture. Like
Nah,
when, yeah, that, I think that was the main reason because of which people used to keep saying IT is saturated, and then we ended up with ECE. Yeah, one of
I,
the most difficult subjects in engineering,
right.
and it's of no use.
Yes, correct, correct.
So makes sense. Uh, so now, man, like I also want to understand basically like so EC you were doing, okay, like did you never think that like you can take a non IT job, like basically something like into the core domain of EC, uh like did you ever think about that, like what are the opportunities like, just like for people who are interested in that domain, like for them just to
There
understand.
are opportunities, but not as compared and as large as, in the IT side. There are comparatively a lot of less opportunity in the in the core EC side compared to IT side. In IT side, that's the benefit, that IT is something that you can learn online, and which is almost at, a very minimal cost, whereas EC is something that, you cannot learn online. You need someone, you need the hardware parts, the tools and everything. IT is something that you need a good internet connection, a laptop, someone to teach you, and that is all you got for the IT sector. Not only for web development, for any, like, Python or maybe Java or any language, you only need, like, good internet connection, laptop, and, the ability that you want to do the IT side. It's something that requires a lot of hardware and everything.
Correct. Like, so this was also the case with me. Like when I actually went, like I saw my brother, like we were from the same college, right? So I saw like he buying a lot of hardware parts and then doing a lot of things. I just needed a laptop, right? Nothing else. And then that also actually motivates you, right? Because you don't have to be dependent on a lot of other stuff, right? You can just be self-dependent. If you just have one good internet connection and just a laptop, a decent laptop, you're set, right? You're not dependent on whether you have the money to buy things or not, whether like you know the understanding, like you have the understanding, because a lot of infrastructure is not required.
Yeah, like
All
there
right,
is one friend of mine, like he's a proper EC person, okay? Like he keeps waiting for hardware to come. Like his all his projects were getting delayed in college because something from somewhere, like something he was buying from China, something from Japan were not coming to his place. So yeah, very messed up, I think.
Yes, it has its own limitation. IT does not have that limitation because it is all software side. EC is something that you always need to deal with the hardware part most of the times. Yeah.
Makes sense. So, man, basically, like coming to like okay, like so now you've decided that you want to go for coding, okay? Like you want that like front end or SDE role, okay? So like what was your understanding before like joining like why did you like join Sharpener? Because like there are a lot of people who feel ki we can do coding online or through YouTube or something. Like what was your understanding back then, like of like how you can like prepare for SDE roles like that way?
Coding before is, I always thought it is something, the logical problems like Fibonacci or factorial or something. But actually, if you see the things now, how in the front end it works, it is completely different. You never, use Fibonacci or factorial or any of the logical functions in that. It is completely a different thing. You create the HTML pages, create component, which does not use any of that logic. They are being used, but in more of the backend side, but not on the front end side. So that is something that is a huge transition. Even in the universities, they, I guess, they do not teach much the things that we are being taught in the Sharpener itself.
Mm-hmm.
They are always focused more on that logical questions and everything. They do not even teach, I guess, a lot of frameworks. So yeah, Sharpener is something which is a lot better in that case. We are actually getting something to make a live projects, end-to-end projects. If you complete the whole front end, back end, you get all the end-to-end projects, GitHub pushing from GitHubs, hosting it on the servers of the AWS, all the CI/CD pipeline implementation, everything from end to end.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So, Manan, I think this is a pretty hot question among all the Sharpenerians. Like, how much time did it take for you to complete the course?
I started Sharpener in the mid of April around, and I completed front end by the end of July. On the last week of July, my front end was completed. I started an interview, and within a week, I got placed in interviews. I got offers from the company, so it was around like 3.5 months to 4 months. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so that's like that was very fast in your
So,
case, I think.
one more thing which I want to actually understand, Manan, from you is like, so there are a lot of other competitors also. Like when you would, like when you were researching, so you told that LinkedIn, so you would have also researched about a lot of other platforms. So what made you actually decide that Sharpener is the one or something like that, right? Because this is just out of curiosity.
Yeah. See, I did a search about some of the other, like platforms also, but Sharpener is something that, when I went to their website, it was like they were creating the end-to-end projects, and I felt it is like much more genuine, because most of them were not like pay after placement. It was like, you have to pay, and after that there were no guarantee into placement. Sharpener was something that, you learn, you get a job after that, and then only you need to pay. So that is something that, that's something genuine, that they are teaching, they are giving all the efforts, clearing all your doubt sessions. Every day there are the doubt sessions. If you're stuck somewhere, you always get the help. So I felt that Sharpener is basically genuine. Many of them are doing a lot of businesses. Sharpener is also, no doubt, it is doing business, but it is doing a very genuine business, which also makes you confident that, yeah, this is something that, if I'm like, I am having 10 platforms, Sharpener is something that I will choose, because it is, I felt always like, going through, I did talk to some of the.
You went on mute, I guess,
Okay.
Manan.
When you went on mute, someone muted you, I think.
Okay, sorry. Okay, like, okay, yeah. So yeah, I always felt that, it is like more genuine compared to all other platforms.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So yeah, okay. Manan, so basically now, like the next thing which I want to know, like, so when
Okay. Yes, you went on mute. So, Manan, I'll ask you this question. Like, so now, like, you were like basically like when you started coding, like, how were you planning your day? How was the entire day like? And how did you manage everything?
When I joined Sharpener, I was actually doing I was in my 8th semester, so I was doing an internship at an organization. So it was like from morning to around 6:30 I was there, and after coming to home, I was spending like from Monday to Friday. It was like I was doing the coding, the Sharpener coding at every night, and on Saturday Sunday was something that I used to work the maximum on the Sharpener. The whole Saturday Sunday I was consuming on solving all the tasks and creating the projects. So
Right.
Okay, so weekends you were using your weekends and weekdays, like weekdays, how are you
Every
managing in
night.
the evening?
Yeah, every night.
Okay,
So
every
how
night.
many hours, like roughly, you were able to give on a daily basis? Like,
After coming to office, I used to give around 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, definitely. And on Saturday, Sunday, it was like the whole Saturday, Sunday. I was like from morning to evening. So yeah, I really wanted to switch the things from, the domain. So it was something that I wanted to do, and I was doing it anyways. From, like every time I get, I always used to spend it on Sharpener for that 4 months.
Okay, that's brilliant. I think so. Yeah, that's like really hard work. I think like managing a job as well as like doing sharpener. Like I'm pretty. That's like hats off, man. Yeah, man. And like finishing it in that quickly as well. So that's really good, man.
and that also an
So
internship. It's not like internship. I believe you have to work a lot more than a normal uh, 9 to 5 job because you get because they also expect that you'll be putting more than 100%, and then they'll be giving you a PPO. So
Yeah.
makes sense. So, man, coming to your interview phase, okay. Like, so what was the interview phase like? As in, like, can you talk about like the frequency of interviews and like, so I'm like you told ki, like within a week you got placed. So, like, what was that week like? As in, like, if you can give us a brief idea.
So initially it was like, on Tuesday, I resigned from my current organization where I was, doing internship. I was getting full time, but I did not wanted to take that. So after that, I called Yash and Vaibhav that, now I have resigned and I'm almost at the phase of completing the chapter. Only my interview questions were left. And Yash told me that complete the interview questions, we will start your placements. And from Friday, I started getting calls. I used to get around 2 to 3 calls every day for the front end. And I started getting calls from the Friday, and from Friday to next Friday, I already got around 3 to 4 offers. And on the next Tuesday, I was actually placed and I started working at my current organization. Uh, yeah, so it was like an amazing, the first interview that I gave, I was very much nervous that, I don't know that how it will work, how it will go. And that is something that was, a too much curiosity into me, that how the things will go, will it be fine, or because that was something my first interview as a front end developer. But initially when I gave a few interviews, 2 to 3 interviews, I got more comfortable. I used to think that, it was always like many of the questions were repeating itself. So once you start giving a lot of interviews now, you always get the pattern that how the things are working, how you should actually approach to the interview and everything. And once you start, you give 2 to 3 interviews, you are always much more comfortable in the interview phase.
Makes sense. So, Manan, like a pretty hot question. I think people are asking it also. Like, how much is DSA important for front end development?
DSA is important. I will always say that never to ignore that. But in front end, it is less important as compared to back end. In back end, in front end, I was asked DSA, but in in like maybe only on 1 or 2 interviews. In most of the interviews, they do not have even the DSA rounds. They always, take the interview round, and they do not ask DSA. Or even if they ask DSA very much the easy questions, the like the array simple, the string manipulation or something like that. If you are doing the backend part, DSA is much more important compared to front end.
Correct, correct. So basically, what we've seen now, Manan. Okay,
Sir, I can ask one question. Sir,
one
I
second,
can ask
Himesh.
one question. Sir,
one second,
Himesh,
Himesh, we'll come to you.
okay,
we'll
okay.
come to you. Yeah, we'll take each and every question in the end. Yeah. So
Sir,
yeah, no. So what we've seen, na, guys, basically in like front end or back end, okay, like every company has its own pattern. Like definitely back end, they ask you more about DSA questions, but like you never know. As in, which good company might come and they'll ask you DSA, and then you'll be like, oh shit, DSA prepare करके जाना चाहिए था because the
DSA should be prepared always.
yeah
And
because
then, and even in order to solve those arrays questions or string manipulation questions, you have to have your DSA intact, right? Let's
Correct.
say it might look easy to you because you have gone through that entire process, and now can identify which are the easier ones and which are the difficult ones,
Yeah.
right?
Totally.
But other, if you don't know the difficult ones only, matlab, so you will feel that all the questions are difficult, right? So that is something which is very important. And then DSA is like also basically in building your like logical skills, like because at the end when you're actually coding, right? So how's your coding journey at the current organization, Manan? Like so over there you have to build a lot of logic, right? So वहाँ पे तो I believe you have to use these things might be playing a very important role.
Yeah, as I told, DSA is important. You can never ignore that. You can always, like DSA is something that will always stick to you, whether you are in the front end or back end. You need to keep on practicing that. And that is something that makes the app, faster on the back end side when you're creating the APIs. So yeah, on the current organization, I do work with APIs also. I also created some of the APIs for the for the testing purpose. And yeah, DSA does play an important role for creating that APIs also.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. And then like that, like the in software engineering, it's more about like you should not be scared of anything, right? Like they tell you to do DS, they tell you to solve this coding problem, you have to solve that coding problem. They tell you to do this CSS problem, then you do that. Like you will have to keep on improving and like keep on pushing yourself. I think that's the best part about software engineering. You kind of keep doing new things every day.
Yes.
Yeah. And you should not be scared of anything, right? Like कुछ भी आए, you'll do it. Stack Overflow करो, Google करो, कहीं
At
से
one
answer
point of
मिलती है.
time, you will reach now where you yourself will feel that nothing is like impossible. You will like, okay, I don't know at this point of time, but it is not something that I cannot do. I always have Google and Stack Overflow. I can always search, and you always get also in a point of time where you feel like, yeah, even if it is new language, I can definitely learn it. It will just take me a day or two to get the hands on the syntax. That's it.
Makes sense. So, Manan, okay, just out of curiosity, who was the first person you called after cracking the first offer?
I called basically both of you, Yash or Vaibhav.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I always used to, I always update all the information to Yash and Vaibhav. Also, like I had one of my cousins very near to me. I always, updates him also a lot of things and everything's like all the process. He's not from the coding or anything, but a close cousin of mine. So yeah, Yash, Vaibhav, and one of my cousins.
Okay. Chalo, that's good
I
to
think
hear, yeah.
just was expecting was your mom's name or someone, but I think you would be happy to hear his own name.
No, I always get all the three in sync. The Yash, Vaibhav, and one of my cousins is there. So always. All the three were in always sync for all the process that I go into that, even if I get any offer, even if I get rejection, even after any interview, how did I perform in the interview, how to negotiate in the interview. I always keep all the 3% in the sync.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So, okay, Manan, coming to like the companies, okay, like basically, like since you got multiple offers, like basically, how do you evaluate the JD and like the company? Like, what were the processes which you were using? Ki, like, I want to go to for this and I don't want to go for that. Because yeah, like Manan, like how do you evaluate the company? Like that you want to join this and you don't want to join that, like.
Yeah, initially, I was always saying that a very honest answer, like who is paying me a better offer. Because in a very all of them, it was like always the software developer role, and that was something that I was always applying for. And again, the second scenario which came to me, like some companies did offer me work from home, and some was like I need to relocate to that location. So even I had some better offers for my current offer, but it was the thing that I did not want to relocate, so I took the work from home opportunity. So yeah, that is something that initially you always check for the role that you are looking for. The second thing is your priorities. Like my priorities were, I was willing to relocate, but it was something that expecting a more better pay if they were offering. But I settled for work from home because that was something that again now I'm looking like it's far more comfort working from home.
Makes sense.
It
Makes sense.
always
You save a
happens.
lot of time on traveling, I guess. You save a lot of time on traveling. But there are like perks of working from office also. And there are perks, demerits of working from home. Right? And there are some perks. So there will always be some perks and demerits. But you have to evaluate which one you should go
In
for.
fact, Vaibhav also told me that at this age, I just graduated. Work from office is something that I should experience also. Actually, I was also told by many other people, that work from office that you should do at this stage of life. You should not always go for work from home opportunity. So yeah, that is also an experience that I need to, once I need to experience that at how work from office also feels like. So definitely I will convert once in a while from work from office also. Currently it's work from.
Makes sense.
So
Makes sense.
what offer did you have of work from office, Manan? Like people actually are willing to know that.
Actually, I did got a lot of offer. I did got around 8 LPA offers. I did got around 10 LPA offers also.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So Manan, basically, like now, like talking about like basically, so some students are about to start coding. Okay, just like I think we'll just ask the last two questions, and then we'll start open it up for the question Q&A for like people to ask questions. Okay, so like some students are about to start their career. Any advice for them, like as in like what should they do, as in terms of like how they should go about preparing and everything and planning their days?
Okay, when you will start coding, now you will be very excited, and initially when the things were easy, you will always feel like, okay, I can do that. But there will be the times when you will face errors or you will not understand the things, and that is the point where I would like to pitch out that never give up at that point. Mentors are always there to help you. There are going to be a lot of doubt sessions. Do a bit more of hard work and go through it, pass that task or something, and move ahead. So if you're stuck somewhere and if you give up now at that point of time, you will not be able to complete the thing. Always move ahead of the things. If even if you are stuck somewhere, try to understand it in the later phase of the coding, but never give up. That is something that I would like to say to all the person who will be joining or doing coding anew.
Makes sense. So, okay. Now, yeah, like I think we'll just open it for question and answers. Like, guys, you can raise your hands. Okay, we'll just open like and unmute yourself one by one. Okay, and we'll start asking question. Like, you can ask question directly to Manan. So, I think Chandra Kiran, you can go first. Chandra Kiran Sisodia. Chandra Kiran, you're there. Okay, you're not there. Firaz, Firaz, can you go?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Firaz, you can go. Yeah.
Where are first? Actually, 5th of November, I have an interview. Can you suggest something?
You are having an interview today.
No, no, on 5th of November.
Okay, see, okay, always try to showcase the work that you have done. In many of the in most of the interview, you will be asked like, tell me something about yourself, and that is something that I used to do. Always end that with the question like, I have done so and so projects like e-commerce expense tracker, mailbox client. If you allow me, I can share my screen and show them to you, and that is something that will make you out from rest of the candidates in the interview. And if you show them your projects now, 60 to 70% of the questions will be asked from that projects only. So that is something that you can do. That was something that always I used to do in any of my interview. When someone tells me that, tell me something about yourself, I always end up with a question that, I have done so and so projects. If you allow me, I can share my screen and show all that projects to you. And believe me, all of the interviewer will always say yes, yeah, they will be willingly to, show your projects. So you can show them your projects, and all your interview will go from that projects only.
That's cool.
And
Yeah,
that
that's
is
a
something
brilliant
that I
actually.
guess that give me an upper hand in all the interviews, because I do take some interviews also, and none of them shows me their project. They always and tell me something about yourself. They always tell me that they have passed from so and so university, they have done so and so work, but they never talk about the project. So that is something that you need to do.
Actually,
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah,
that
Viraj.
interview is interview. Then how could I show my interview? So how could
Sorry,
I show my actually
hello.
walking? Walking. That interview is walking interview.
Okay. This is a walk-in interview, is what he's saying. Okay,
Yeah,
walk-in interview.
Show
yeah,
your
you can take
screen.
your laptop with you and you can tell them. I did give one or two walk-in interviews and I did took my laptop with them, and I always told them, if you allow me, I can open my laptop and show them my projects. And they did allow me to show me the projects. In only one of the interview, the interviewer told me that they do not want to see my projects. In rest, all of the interviews, always they was told, yeah, we want to see your projects, and I always show them your projects. And my interview starts from the project itself, and all the 60 to 70% of the questions were from that projects.
How many projects did you make, Manan?
Three of the major projects like e-commerce, expense tracker, mailbox client. There were other small projects also, but I always used to show the interviewers these three projects.
The all the three projects are from the Sharpener, or you made other project apart from the Sharpener
So
module?
all the projects were from Sharpener.
Okay, I mean that's enough.
Yeah.
But that's
Hello.
more than enough. Yeah, guys. That's
I
yeah.
have another question.
Yeah, Firas, go ahead.
Actually, most advanced question you ever seen in interview from front end side.
Most advanced project. See,
Most
always try to
no, no,
implement
project, not project. Most advanced question did you ever seen in interview?
the
From front
core
end side.
questions. Initially, the interview will start with the basic questions like use state for the front end, like use state and use effect. And if you are able to, answer that, the interview will go into deep, like virtual DOM hosting, how the React works, GSX element. So the core questions are the deep questions which needs conceptual understanding.
And from JavaScript,
Hosting is very conceptual and a deep question. How the JavaScript works internally, closures.
okay. Okay. Did they ask
So Faraz, don't worry. First read that. ठीक है. First read that, and everything will be.
I think it's echoing from Firas. Firas, can you
Yeah,
mute?
there's a echo.
Yeah, muted Faraz. ठीक है. So yeah, but first read that. You'll be taught all these things. ठीक है. Then you'll be basically able to relate to what actually Manan is actually trying to say right now. Okay.
See, the Sharpener course is designed in very amazing way. You just complete that and you will get to know all the things. It is like from the basic DS equations, the front end, back end. In fact, with all the interview questions, and if you prepare all the interview questions which are mentioned in them, that is like a lot enough things for you to do. You will definitely, able to answer everything in the interview. I guess nothing, out of that interview questions will be asked if you prepare all that well. And always try to explain every question with some examples if you can.
I am about to complete expense e-commerce website, and I think
Okay, almost there.
yeah, I think I am able to give interview.
Makes sense.
Oh,
ठीक है. I think
All the best.
Zubair, you can go next. Zubair Ahmed.
Yeah, hi Manan, how are you?
hi Zubair, I'm fine.
Okay. So Manan, so there's a question about why are you choose field front end development? Why you not go with the back end development? Can you explain?
I always thought that backend requires more of DSA compared to front end, and DSA at that point was not a very strong point of mine. And I do always, like that. I always get to see the things on the screen rather than working on creating the APIs or just the backend. So initially, I chose the front end. I completed the front end, and currently also I'm pursuing backend.
Okay, okay, great. Because my thinking is to we go to be after web development, I want to choose the backend part. So I
That's
just
completely
want to.
fine. It completely depends on you. It is not something that you should only choose front end or back end. That's completely depends on you. If you want to go for the back end or the front end side.
Oh, okay, okay, good. So, my another question about your interview part. As I know before that you have cracked all interviews as well. So, can you tell me that how do you filter out the companies? Okay, which one company you have to choose?
I never filter out. I always give interview in all the companies.
Yeah, yeah,
Even
I
if
know
you want
that
to go,
many interviews. So, how did you get that's one company that we have to do in this company one? How to choose you?
I always see. I will repeating it again. It always comes on the priority. I had some other offers with the better offers from my current organization, but I prioritize myself for working from home. So in some of the companies I need to relocate, but that is something that I also got opportunity to work from home, so I chose that over relocation. So it
Okay,
always
okay.
depends
Because
on the priority, whether you are comfortable with relocating, or you wanted to work with specific company in some large company or some startup companies. Always the companies which have startup companies having less number of IT people, there will be a lot of work. With people with more number of technical side, will have some less work. So that is something that you look out when you choose for a company.
yeah, great. Because I have the same issue. I am from the Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and I just don't want to be going in Bangalore or Mumbai something. Just that. That's why I asked you. Okay,
There
man. Thank you.
some opportunities also nowadays. You can always, if that's your priority, you can always choose for that and apply for such companies. Even if you do not want to go relocate, always try to go for the interview.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
my first priority, brother.
okay.
Don't worry. Like in Sharpener, you do have a lot of opportunities, be it work from home, be it work from office. Okay, but we will always suggest that take work from office. But the company which Manan got selected, they had both opportunities, work from office and work from home. I think so. Flexi loans, right, Manan? You're
Yes,
working in
yes.
like he's
Excellent.
working in flexi loan. So they were ready to give him, I think, the extra 2 to 3 lakhs. Okay, if he wished to relocate to Gurgaon or which location I forgot, Manan. Yeah, so like back then when we were deciding, we were understanding ki what to choose and what not to choose. Okay, but yeah, so don't worry with all these like decision making part. We'll be there to guide you, Wes and everyone else, right? So yeah, you just concentrate on the learning part right now. Just concentrate on how will you crack the interview. Once you have cracked it, we are always there to guide you.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
But yeah, like one thing which is definitely happening these days is like a bad some bad news or some the practical news for you guys is that a lot of organizations are not giving work from home.
Correct.
But yeah, that's happening, guys. LinkedIn also, I think 2 days back only it got very highlighted on LinkedIn as well. It came on LinkedIn news that a lot of people are asking people to come because yeah, there are a lot of things which are happening. I'm not sure. Like,
Okay.
let's see.
Sir, I have a question, please. I have recently listened about something. There is a recession in a market zone. So, can you have some ideas?
So,
I believe
see,
like I have answered this.
Lots of members so this type of in LinkedIn, Facebook, big tech companies 2500 they were removing. Any suggestion for us
so
we have in future?
So basically, you see, with like the recession, so basically in the US, the recession has come like from June itself, July, I think so. So like the honestly, the currently the market basically is in such a situation where like most of the US based MNCs are not hiring right now. Okay, like this has been the stage from like the last 4 to 5 months. The US based MNCs are not hiring. But and because of the like funding crunch, a lot of startups are also not hiring, or they're not hiring at that package at which they used to like hire before. Okay, but it's more like the hiring is still going on. Okay, and matlab, see what I see normally like see right now is that like see right now it's going to be more like you prepare your best. Okay, and let's see the interviews. Okay, mostly the market what we are expecting is like from January when the US budget comes up, like normally a lot of hiring again starts, okay, from the US based MNCs and everything. So like things would become sorted from then. And अभी भी मतलब जो इंडियन बेस्ड है वो सब तो हायर कर ही रहे हैं, तो इतना कोई इशू नहीं है. ठीक है. सो हायरिंग इज गोइंग स्मूथ. जो अभी मतलब जैसे पहले 1 वीक में हो जाता था, अभी थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है, 2 वीक्स 2.5 वीक्स लग रहा है, बट सभी प्लेस हो जा रहे हैं. Just keep your preparation correct. That's the important part of it. Like
Yeah, I
that's
would
the
like to. I
yeah.
would like to confirm one thing. Like, I can be wrong. Please tell me. Like, most of the companies, most of the project are closed in the November, December. So that's why companies don't hire in the end of year. So
Mhm.
नहीं,
the
depends.
hiring will,
देखो क्या हो रहा है. See, Hemant, over here it depends, varies from company to company. See, most there will be companies where they will be deciding the project in the mid-December, because December is a phase where the decision happens and then they start executing in the year, right? So that is when a lot of opening starts coming in, right? Because then they want to hire more and more set of folks because in order to meet the requirements. And see, whether the hiring is happening or whether recession is coming, you always have to understand that you have to be in a very good position, okay, in terms of learning and knowledge, okay? Because let's say even if there are like 10 openings, you have to get into those 10 openings. So your learning should be in that way, okay?
Yeah.
Now I don't know whether world will end in 2023 or not, okay? But what you can do, you can just prepare for the best. Okay. India mein, there is no recession which has happened. See, a lot of, if you look at Byju's and all, they had, if you look at the amount of numbers they had hired in 2021, okay, you will understand why this hiring happened. Okay. So you will understand there is everything is driven by reason, okay, because at the end, any company which is flourishing right now or which is operating, they are working because they want to get to a more profitable stage, right, from the current stage. Okay, so that is the reason why they are also hiring an employee. Okay, so अब वो सब चीज में there will always be requirement. Okay, there will always be requirement because the market will keep on flourishing and you are on a very good side, right? You are working on something which, because at the end India or let's say world will move into a more technical side. Okay, and if that is happening, we are in a very good state. So you just concentrate on the preparation, because I keep on telling the same thing on like in the class also. Like say if you want to move from, let's say even if a new technology comes, right? Okay, we will be the first ones to adopt to it rather than someone else or a non-IT person who does not know technology. Okay, because everything will be built on the technology which we are working currently. Okay, just as if there is a new feature comes in Java, every other language will copy it. Okay, so it will not be a very difficult task for a Python guy or a mother guy to understand what exactly is happening. Okay, just a matter of few days or few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Makes
But
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of recession like might get effect in the package. Earlier we were expecting more package, but in this recession we might get less package. That's all. That's the worst case, I think.
Yeah, kind of that. That is something which can happen because थोड़ा अभी like जैसे होता है ना, companies
थोड़ा
are
adjust
calling
करना पड़ेगा.
नहीं तो पहले बोली लग रही थी लोगों की कि तुम मेरे पास आ जाओ. I'll pay you 10
पहले बहुत बात थी मतलब.
मतलब वो see, but that's a normal cycle, okay. Like पहले भी I think like when COVID was on its peak, a lot of companies had basically they had stopped hiring, and फिर like once COVID and all went back to normal, like hiring started happening at a very higher number, okay. So वही है, मतलब वो cycle ही है एक तरह से. बस वही है कि सही से कर लो, अच्छे से सीख लो, just you become skilled, everything else would fall into place. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. I think Surya, you can go next. Surya.
Sorry, I'm traveling. There might be some disturbance from my side.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, it's going good. Yeah, let's go.
Actually, my question is to you only, Ash.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of the assignment and suddenly I started traveling South and North India.
Okay. Okay.
So it is showing me that overdue and something like that.
It is showing what?
Assignment overdue.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, assignment overdue. It will start showing. So yeah, my suggestion to you would be come back as soon as possible.
It will take around fortnight for me to come back.
Yeah, but yeah, take it. But you ping me, as in like once you're back, ping me like whatever like points you've lost, I'll try to recompensate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
And
Amar, you can.
how long it will take
Yeah,
for me
Surya.
Hi, yes, bhaiya.
Sorry. Surya, you had a question?
Hi,
Yes,
hi.
yes. I
Yeah,
just
let's go.
started web development and how long it will take for me to complete it.
I think Manan will answer this. Yeah, Manan, you tell.
It depends on you. See, I completed it in 3.5, 4 months. It is completely fine to take another month if you are not, feeling confident of you, or if you are stuck in somewhere, if you do not have your concepts clear. So again, how many hours you are spending, how much, time you are giving to all the tasks and all the practice that you.
DSA, I just only want to know the time frame for front end. If I dedicate some around 5 to 6 hours a day.
5 to 6 hours a day.
Yeah. If I dedicate 5 to 6 hours a day, how much time it will take for me to complete just the front end part, kickstarting web development and front end?
Maybe around 15 days, 20 days, you can complete it.
But make sure that you have understood each and everything rather than just trying to complete it because you're spending so much time. Okay? Because I have seen people over here, what like basically they tend to finish it as soon as possible, okay, without at the cost of not understanding things properly, okay, and then they end up spending more and more time in the interview phase because time अच्छा खासा ही लगने वाला है. So it's very important that you understand things. And whichever part you have not understood, there are mentors to help you out, right? So make sure that whatever part you are confused in or you need any clarifications, do ask a mentor, and they are more than happy to help you out. Okay, and just gradually, like let's say even if Manan is telling 20 days, even if it takes you like say 5 days extra, it's not a big thing, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it.
Right? Yeah, and one more thing, Yash, I'm unable to install that Node.js in my laptop.
Okay. Yeah. So I think come back once. We'll try to figure it out.
Right. Yeah, once I'll resume, I'll be asking you this question. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
I
think.
Hello, Manan. Sanjay Gupta.
Sanjay, 1 second. Sanjay, okay. Amar, I think you.
Yes,
were,
yes.
Amar?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Just a second.
Hi,
Sanjay.
Manan.
Okay.
Hi, Amar.
Can you please tell us general about interview process? General things like how many rounds generally are there, where they take interviews at company location or at home, like that.
Yeah, initially, you will receive first call from the HR just to verify if everything suits, and they just will verify that you know the basic React and everything. If the HR finds out, you are good with that, then it all depends on the company. Some company has one technical round, some even has two technical rounds, some has the first DSA round. They are not the interview rounds, but a type of practice test, or maybe the filter out a lot of candidates in the DSA round. So it always depends on the company that how many technical rounds are they conducting. But what remains constant is the first call is the HR call, and the last call will be the HR call. In between,
okay.
Yeah, in between, the number of technical round depends on and also varies from company to company.
Okay. That means there could be one round also. There could be two rounds.
Yeah, there can also be 3 rounds.
Okay. Got it. And interview process from home, we can give it from home, right? Or we need to give it from company location.
No, see, for the IT side, most of the interviews will be online only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, from Sharpener, like mostly you'll get it online only because like going there and giving the interview is very difficult.
Yes. It is
so yeah. Okay, I think Hemant, I think your hand was
Hello.
Yeah, Hemant, you can
thank
go
you,
next. Manish, I'm coming to you next. Hemant, you can go next.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations, Manan.
Thank you.
My first question is I'm curious about the thing you didn't reject in any of the interview. What is success key for this? Many of the many of the candidates get rejected in the beginning, but you never get rejected. So what the
The
success
very
key?
first thing is, always keep all your concepts clear, because in the interview they will ask you a lot of questions, and if you're not able to answer that, no matter how much prepared, how many projects you have made, how much preparation you have done, you will be not be getting selected. The second thing is, always try to showcase the things that you have made. As I mentioned that, that is something that I never, even I'm taking interviews and no one does this, but I always used to do that. In tell me something about yourself, I always end that question with my question that I had made so and so projects like expense tracker, mailbox client, e-commerce. If you allow me, I can share my screen and I can discuss and show you all my projects with code, and also doing showing them on the browser, the live applications. And that's where in all the times, almost 70 to 80% the whole interview goes only on that project only. After that, they ask some other JavaScript simple questions or anything else, but the whole interview goes on that project, that how have you implemented the things, where have you used, like, the filter or map functionalities, the use effect, use state, how the things are working in your project. So always try to showcase the things that you have built on the projects you have built in the interview. And that is the best thing that you can do, is when someone says, tell me something about yourself, that is the best place where you can always, pitch for yourself, that I have created so and so projects. If you allow me, I can share my screen and show them to you. And believe me, none of the interviewer will say no to that, because interviewer also wants to see what you are capable of, what you have built, and what you can do.
Yeah.
And by
Actually,
this way, I guess you are also driving the interview rather than the
yeah.
interviewer driving your interview.
Yes,
Like,
correct.
So interview is not taking your interview. You are taking interview of your interviewer.
More of time, like, you are basically giving an environment to the interviewer, that in which you are more comfortable, rather than, if you do not show your project, now interview will ask you anything. It might be possible that they ask you something that you don't know, but if they ask you something from the project, you have built it, you are your own, you know everything in your project, what you have done.
Yeah.
So that is something
Actually,
that you will be more comfortable, answering your own projects.
the second thing which I face, I mean, where I feel stuck, like when someone asks me to create a simple project, so I feel difficulties to use CSS. I don't remember CS at all, but uh, but if we don't use CSS, it will look ugly, right? So it is not you good looking. So how to remember that CSS and how to use it at the time of interview?
That I am also not very good with CSS. I use a lot of libraries, and believe me, the interviewer do not care much about CSS. They will see all the functionalities, and if you are good with that, CSS will not matter much. Only keep the things very basic things, like, it should not look like a very random things, just a basic UI. That's completely fine. Even if you use libraries, that is also completely fine. Bootstrap, React Bootstrap, Core UI, Tailwind, anything, any library.
Okay.
Always focus more on the functionalities rather than CSS.
Yeah. I mean, some of the companies ask directly that that made this project. You have some time of 2 hours. Just made this to-do list or any type of project, mini project.
Yeah, then make it without using CSS, or keep the CSS very basic. That's
So, did you
completely.
get any task from any of the company?
Yeah, I did get some projects in two of my companies, but I was not given like 2 hours. I was given like a day or 2 days to complete that, and then after submitting, the next technical rounds were happening. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Manan.
Hi, Sanjay.
Uh, So my question is, what is the toughest part of a Sharpener, coding or DSA?
Toughest part, coding or CSS?
Both.
DSA,
Okay, DSA or
coding part, like your web development.
okay. This is a tough question for me. See, DSA is something that DSA is basically coding, but DSA is something that you need to keep on practicing each and every day, and that is when only you will feel comfortable with DSA. If you do it for 1 day or maybe 5 days, and if you live for 10 or 15 days, that won't help you. You need to be consistent in that. Do only one question a day, but do it every day. That is something that DSA you will feel much more confident about. Even I'm going to start DSA and improve a lot on my DSA nowadays. I'm actually thinking to start DSA, yeah, because I know that is
If you
important at the end.
if if you any problem is stuck, then what can I do? Go to the mentor or go to the
See,
another?
mentors are always there to help you. Again, there are the whole WhatsApp group. You can always post there your doubts. The people will be there helping you. Again, there is Google and Stack Overflow with you. You can always Google your doubts, and you will get a lot of answers. So yeah, there are a lot of options to get help if you ask for.
Also, I think there is a
Okay,
new feature which we've launched. I think so. I think you guys would be able to see it by today or tomorrow. There's something called team formation. Okay, basically you can form your own teams and stuff. So a leader would be there, and he'll be basically helping you out. So yeah, basically with your team, you can like basically talk to them and basically ask your doubts. And there's a leader also who'll be there, who'll be someone from the more advanced concepts, like say web development or backend development. You can ask him your doubts as well. So something like that is also coming. I think by tomorrow you guys can start seeing that. Yeah. So yeah, you can ask your
and
doubts to your leader as well. So yeah.
And Manan, my second question is how many company do the interview, and suggest what suggestion for a front end and back end development for at this time?
No, I did not understand your question. You are asking that how many interviews did I give?
Yes, how many company do the interview? कितने कंपनी में से काम मतलब आप इंटरव्यू दे चुके हो?
Sorry, I still did not get you.
कितने कंपनी में आपने अभी तक इंटरव्यू दे दिया? कितने कंपनी में?
Around 9 to 10.
ओके, किसी बेस्ट जो 9 कंपनी में आपने दिया तो कोई सबसे बेस्ट पार्ट आपका क्या था इंटरव्यू में? सबसे बेस्ट पार्ट आप शेयर कर सकते हैं?
Package. HR round, last
Yes,
HR.
that is always package is always the best part. But another best part is, I always feel that, after interview, you almost know that whether you are selected or not before the result. How your interview goes, you can evaluate yourself. If you are happy with your interview, believe me, you will be getting selected. If you even think that, okay, my interview did not went well, that is the where, you will be able to now I'm not getting selected or something like that. So you will get, eventually after giving few interviews, you will get yourself the confidence and you will be evaluating yourself that whether you are getting selected or not, even before the HR calls you.
Okay.
That is something the best part. You will realize that, now I know that whether I am capable of getting into the company, whether I perform well or not.
Okay. Thank you, Manan.
Okay.
So Manish, I think you can go next. Manish.
Yes, sir. Hello, Manan. Congratulations.
Thank you, Manish.
Yeah. So I have just moved to front end part, and now I have a lot of time for completing the front end. So I want to know that how should I manage my time between the learning and brushing up my concept of JavaScript for the interview part, and React and learning React alongside, because I have basic knowledge of React something, so that by the end of this part I am completely ready for the interview.
See, after you complete the whole React part, there will be a lot of interview questions, which includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also React. So if you prepare that, you are good to go. But if you still want to do it with the React thing, I would suggest that, always try to revisit and relearn the concepts, like the core concept like hosting, closures, and how the things are working. If the pass by value, the pass by reference, all this concept, always look again and again, go through these concepts again.
Okay. So how much time it will take for me to complete the front end part? Like,
depends how many hours you are giving, how much dedicated you are. It always depends on that. For me, it was like, I wanted to definitely do not continue with my current internship where I was. So it was for me to like a do or die situation, that I need to complete the sharpener, and I was like, spending all my time on the sharpener. So I was able to complete it within 3.5, 4 months.
No, the front end part only. After web development, only the front end part.
Yeah, if you do it regularly, spend 5 to 6 hours daily, you can do it in 15-20 days.
Yeah, including the projects?
Yeah, including the projects, yes. Definitely.
Start from projects only.
They are the main things. Projects are the main things. That's where you will learn all the things.
Yeah.
And you start also from projects only. Like you learn all these technology stacks as and when you are building the project. It's not like you'll be taught HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then once you have understood everything, then you start building the project. It will happen gradually. Like parallelly, it will happen.
That is
Manan,
you are actually
एक चीज
applying.
पूछना था मेरे को कि अगर किसी वेबसाइट की क्लोन अपन बनाते.
Yes, I was just saying that whatever you are learning theory, you are actually applying at the same time, and that is what helps you to build the confidence and understand the concept and all the things very clearly. So just learning the theory or just implementing like nothing does not make sense. So we are building the projects which will help you actually how the things are working and where the things are being used. Yes, Sanjay.
जैसे अपन किसी भी वेबसाइट की क्लोन बना के अगर वो बताएं कि हाँ हमारा ये प्रोजेक्ट है, जैसे यूट्यूब क्लोन बनाना हो, जैसे अब ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट का क्लोन बनाते हैं, जैसे अमेजोन हुआ, फ्लिपकार्ट हुआ, तो ऐसे बना सकते हैं कि या खुद के खुद का कोई वेबसाइट बना के उनको दिखाना पड़ेगा लाइक?
आप क्लोन वाला भी कर सकते हो, खुद के भी बना सकते हो. It depends on you. The thing is, when they ask you in the interview, how did you create it? That what are the functionalities that you implemented? What are the states or the redux that you have used? You should be able to answer them. Okay.
Okay. Then next we can go with, okay. So I think Manish is done. Arpit, we can go with you. Arpit Gaurav.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Arpit.
Hello, Manan. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's no questions left which haven't been asked. So I'm here only to congratulate you.
Thank you, Arpit. Thank you so much.
So guys, I think we'll be taking like up till say like Neeraj. We'll not be taking any more new questions. Okay, so Lali, I think you're the last. No more new questions from there. Lali, you're the last. Okay, so I think we quickly finish this. Ravindra, you can go next. Ravindra.
Hello.
Yeah, Ravindra.
Hello, Manan.
Yes.
Right now, I am doing React. In React, I am in a project like restaurant app, expense tracker, and this e-commerce website. I am doing these projects. But you said that it will take 15 days or 20 days to complete a project. But I am stuck in restaurant app and expense tracker since 30 days.
30
So,
days.
Okay, how is this
my
possible?
question is how to learn, even if that Udemy videos I used to watch, but I'm not able to get that videos properly because of that English. Yeah.
That is where you should attend the classes, right, Ravindra? Like basically, if you're stuck somewhere, right, it is more like a somewhere something did not align with your thought process. Okay, so that is where you should meet the mentor and like tell him, "Ki, this is what I've understood. Is it correct?" As like because you understand, not like there would be some places where you will get stuck. Okay, that's very well understood. So that is where the mentor would be like helping you out, Ravindra.
I used to search YouTube channels and that's properly
No,
because
that is
for
that will not
every
help.
for every issue, if I come and asking you, then it won't help me. In the scenario, I used to help myself only. So
No,
I used to search.
That's good, Ravindra. That's also good. But like you can also come in the class session, I think. So mentor would be there to help you out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is also there. As in definitely trying it by yourself is good, but like also like if like come and join the session, like there should be something which is off because uh it should not be that difficult, honestly. Maybe somewhere maybe what I'm seeing is it might not be a problem from the learning side, but I'm just thinking the problem might be the way you're approaching stuff. Okay, like basically that is where the problem could possibly be. Like if it is
Yeah,
taking
that's only I'm asking to Manan that is there any best way to approach, like even if you are doing step by step any projects, like you are making notes or anything, the better way that the document reading from W3 school or any other resources, can you tell?
See, if you are stuck somewhere now, you can always come to the mentors. They will always there to help you. Even if you do not understand the things, you can always pose the question on the group. There will be people, other student will be willingly to help you, and you can also, understand from there. Other than if you want the self-helping, like you can always go to the official React docs site. They always explain all the things with the example on the React documentations. Again, if you do not understand, you can always go through the Udemy videos again and again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manan. Thank you, Yash.
Okay. Okay. Let's go with Himesh. Himesh, you can go next.
Hello.
Yes, sir. First of all, congratulations to Manan sir. एंड मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है सर, जैसे कि मैं एक इंटरव्यू देने गया था तो उसमें मुझसे एक सवाल पूछा था कि आपने बीए किया हुआ है तो आप इस फील्ड में कैसे आना चाहते हैं, तो उसका एक ये जनरली क्वेश्चन हो सकता है किसी का भी, तो इसका बेस्ट आंसर क्या हो सकता है?
I was HR sometimes ask me that, being in an EC field, why are you changing to IT side? And I used to answer that, like, in a way that, I always wanted to pursue the IT, and that's why, I started my internships in IT and also created so many projects in the IT side, and that is why I want to pursue my future into the same thing. You can also answer in the same way that, you are from BA, but you wanted to pursue IT side. You chose BA due to some of the other reasons, but now I want to pursue my future in this career. That is why reason I am learning all these languages, creating so many projects and applying for the same.
Makes sense.
I guess this helps.
Yeah. Totally. Like, as in, yeah, to showing that like you're actually passionate about it, like definitely helps quite a lot.
Right.
Yeah. Bilal,
सर कोई भी इंटरव्यू था उसका
Yeah,
उसका
man.
रिजल्ट कितने दिन में आ जाता है? जैसे कोई भी इंटरव्यू होता है तो आईटी सेक्टर का रिजल्ट उसमें कितने दिन में आ जाता है?
Himesh, I was not able to hear you. Can you just repeat?
सर मैंने पूछा था ऐसे भी हम कोई भी इंटरव्यू देते हैं शार्पनर की तरफ से तो कितने दिन बाद रिजल्ट आ जाता है उस इंटरव्यू का?
Interview result will be given to you by that company's HR, and it will take around 1 day, maybe the next day, or maybe sometimes on the same day. Max to max in 2 days, you can get the result.
And joining, sir? Joining कितने दिन बाद हो जाती है?
That also depends on the company. Many of the companies ask for immediate joining. Some of them ask for 7 days, 15 days. So yeah.
मतलब minimum 15 days हो सकता है maximum.
Yeah, it can also be 1 month, but 15 days mein ho jayega. Most of the companies will, 15 days, 7 days. Some of them will be, yeah, you can start from tomorrow.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that happening. Okay. Okay, Bilal, you can go next. Bilal.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations, Manan.
Hi, Bilal. Thank you.
Okay. Am I audible to you?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, I wanted to ask you this because I'm feeling very nervous. I'm going very near close to my interview side, and all the time I'm feeling like I can't do it. Somehow I felt like this. I can't do it. Can you just suggest me like how can I build my I can say that like strength so that I can present myself in front of the interviewer?
Okay, so are you facing any errors while thinking this?
Not the error. I could say that not the error.
So then Manan cannot debug it. If there are no errors, then everything is working.
Okay.
That more confidence. If you're not facing any errors, I guess that won't be any. That cannot be any issue.
Actually, no. This is kind of I could say that this is my weakness. That like whenever I used to meet a new or stranger people, that I might have to feel like, oh my goodness, how can I talk to with them? Something like that.
Just give 2 interviews. After that, you will feel like, okay, I can give any interview. You will feel much more confidence. It's just that, you might have not given a lot of interviews. So once you get into that environment, that ground, you will be able to feel much more confident. I told you on the very first interview, I was very much nervous. I actually, I called both of the Yash and Vaibhav that, I given the interview, I'm not sure I'll be selecting or not. Again, I got the offer. But yeah, on the initial stage of the interview, you will always face nervousness. And that is something that you will not face once you start giving a lot of interviews.
Okay. Okay. Well, mentor are always there to help us. This is great thing. Okay. So one more thing which I would like to ask you, React, while you were doing React, why don't do you ever felt like I just don't want to read another part of the theory?
I never read theory. I always saw the videos. I implemented the things. Whatever I did not understand, I tried Google it. I tried to Yash and Vaibhav or whatever, and I get my concepts clear. And I was always console.logging to see the flow, how the things were working. So, I always understand my own way, like understanding the flow, how the things are working.
Yeah, of course. This is
I have not read much of the theories, but now, after doing all this thing, now if I do not understand something, if I want some help, I always read the docs nowadays. Initially, at that point of time, I was not reading anything.
Okay. You know why I asked this? Actually, what happened with me? I was like, I'm in my assignment, and over there are like tons of theory I had to write over there, and this is wonderful because with that we are getting the idea, and this is also bad that after some time later we are forgetting things. I don't know why, but
Do
you
not
know.
while forgetting. I never remember anything. I just understand the concept.
Yeah,
And I
actually,
just
this is the part.
what I understand. I just write there whatever I understand. I don't copy paste from anywhere. I just write whatever I understand. That's what it is.
Yeah. And like, how do you dealt with this part? Let me ask you this. You know, React is kind of growing part. You know, whenever you are learning something, and you need to see an alternative all the time for this, the previous part. So how you dealt with? Okay, let's take an example over here. Say I'm learning this. I can say this context part, and now I'm learning Redux. So which part is it's kind of confusing at this point. Like which
Yes.
one I have to use? I
पहला
understand this
कैसा
like
था भाई?
these are the things which are handled like I can understand these are the for the better understanding, but like yeah, but we are getting confused which part we need to use.
Yeah. For this point of time, learn Redux and context both. When you do further projects now, you will definitely understand by yourself at which point of time you should use context and at which point of time you should use Redux. Actually, this is a very famous interview question. I have been asked a lot at which point of time you should use context and Redux. And I guess it is also mentioned in one of the interview questions which you will be preparing later on. So yeah, currently I would suggest that learn and understand the concept. Later on, you will realize by yourself which should be used at which point.
Okay. That was amazing, and it was lovely meeting with you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bilal. Yeah. Hoping to
सर
see you
एक
over
लास्ट
here.
क्वेश्चन मेरा था. I can ask the last question था. सर
Hello.
जैसे कि सर एक
One
लास्ट
thing,
क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता हूँ क्या?
Himesh will come. हाँ पूछो जल्दी से ask. Yeah.
सर
I
ये
think
कहते हैं जैसे कि आप उसमें डॉक्यूमेंट जैसे कि कहीं सिलेक्ट हो जाते हैं किसी कंपनी में, तो सर मैंने अगर प्रीवियसली मैंने कहीं कंपनी में काम किया हुआ है तो उसमें क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स मांगते हैं?
Okay, previously क्या? Okay. Document.
Sorry, I did not.
Okay, offer letter ये सब भी मांगते हैं. वो I'll help you out. Don't worry, Himesh. Offer letter, payslips, and that's about it.
सर पेस्लिप नहीं
Delivery
मिलेगी तो
letter.
फिर ऑफर लेटर से काम चल जाता है क्या?
पेस्लिप हाँ चल जाएगा वो. We'll discuss it. बैंक स्टेटमेंट से भी चल जाता है वैसे. But yeah, वो उसमें कोई इशू नहीं होता है. ठीक है. I think let's go with Neeraj. Neeraj.
Hello. Congratulations, first of all, Manan.
Thank you, Niraj.
Okay, Neeraj, sorry.
Not,
There are a few people who must skip. I'm really sorry, Neeraj. Kunal, you can go first. Kunal.
sir, can I ask the
Yes,
question
sir.
now?
Yeah. Kunal, you can go.
Sir, I love to solve the problems, so I want to pursue career in the backend. But sir, as a fresher, I want to ask that where are more opportunities? I mean, like front end or back end for a fresher. And if I want to
Yes.
and if I want to pursue in the back end, so will it advisable to go first in the front end, then switch to back end?
If your skills, there are opportunity in both front end and back end, so you do not need to worry about that. Whatever you choose, try to understand the things, understand the concept, and complete all the projects, and you will be good to go.
Sir, what about the opportunities at Sharpener? I mean, here, which more companies come?
Kunal, like 90% of the people are freshers only, so don't worry about it.
I am also fresh. I passed out this year from 2022. So do not worry about that. There are a lot of opportunities, and Sharpener is something that will be taking care of that. You take care of all the learning process and all the creating all, getting all the concepts clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Ayush, you can go next.
Okay, Ayush is not there. Kalpesh, you want to go next?
Hello,
Yeah,
am I
Kalpesh.
audible?
Yeah, you're
Yes,
audible.
yes, you are.
Sir, I want to ask one question that how many mock interviews we can give at Sharpener, and is there any foundation with that?
No, yaar,
Related?
see, the number of mock interviews is not fixed. Till the time you have not become confident कि ठीक है चलो now I feel that okay I have become good in the previous set of topics. ठीक है, you can keep on giving interviews. ठीक है, and we actually want that. ठीक है, कि you give more and more interviews because the more interviews that you give, the more confident you'll become. Right? There is no foundation or there is no limit to the number of interviews. ठीक है, so it's like जितना देने का मन करे उतना दो.
Sir, it is 1-to-1 or in a group or that?
1-to-1 only यार, mock interview तो 1-to-1 ही होगा.
Okay, नहीं sir, मुझे लगा डाउट सेशन और वो एक ही लगा. ठीक है, okay. Thank you, sir.
Neeraj, I think you can go next. Neeraj.
Yes, sir. Okay, so my question was that like I'm doing React right now, but sometimes I do feel like I'm forgetting previous concept when I go through another concept. Like, is it normal or like, uh, does this happen to you as well?
Yes, it is completely normal. If you are feeling that you are forgetting something previously which you have learned the concept, you can always go to that again video again and always try to implement that same thing again on the project. I guess this always happens when okay, that's fine. Always you can implement this thing once again, create the whole project again by your own. Yeah, so that is completely fine. Revisiting the concepts and understanding the video again and again.
Because sometimes I think that I do let in understanding about the like what is he is saying in the video.
Okay, if you do not
Good, Manan.
yeah, if you do not understand something in the video or some concepts are not clear in the video, you can always join the live class, and mentors are there to help you, and you can always ask that this one of the concept I do not understand, so you can always ask them. They will guide you and help you.
Okay. So one last question: that is it good to code with the trainer that he is taught, who is teaching us, and or we should code after seeing the video?
See, that is something that I would recommend, that after seeing the video, understanding the part, code after that. But if you are still not able to code now, code with the Udemy course. And once you do that, now always try again to code by yourself. That's how you will understand the things, how the things are working. Yes.
Okay, brother. Thank you for the answers.
Oh.
Yeah, Moizuddin, you can go next.
Yes, sir. Hi, Manan. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I have one question. I am in the development part. I want to move the backend or front end. I have one question. Which has more opportunities in terms of searching job?
Both of them has more opportunities. You should be good with whatever you are doing, either backend or front end, and that completely depends on you whether you wanted to go to the backend or front end. Okay.
हेलो
Yes.
हेलो हाँ हेलो मानन हाँ
हाँ
मुझे ये पूछना है कि जैसे आपने 9 इंटरव्यू दे चुके हैं, तो जैसे फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू में मान लो सिलेक्ट हो जाते हैं, तो उसका जो ऑफर होगा तो उसको क्या अपन होल्ड कर सकते हैं कि आगे इंटरव्यू के लिए कि ज्यादा पैकेज दे रहा हो, ऐसा होता है क्या?
You need to discuss it with the HR who is giving you an offer. आप बोल सकते हो कि I am thinking over, take a week time or maybe few days time, and in that few days you can give some more interviews and compare both the offers once if you are selected in all the interviews.
ओके ठीक है, तो मतलब आप उसको समय दे सकते हो कि वेट करने के लिए, कि है ना, मुझे सोचने के टाइम चाहिए।
HR को ये नहीं बोलना है कि like I am also looking for other opportunities, giving interviews at other companies. वैसा मत बोलना है HR को।
Yeah.
You should always say in a way that like I'm thinking over it, I need some time. Let's say I will be letting you know by 2 or 3 days or maybe within a week.
Do not do this also, because when you say that I'll take some time, give me 2 or 3 days, okay, what normally happens, because these people are really smart, right? They know that okay, you are looking out for better offers, or you are looking out for some more opportunities, and you're not happy with the salary which they are providing. Okay, So now 2 or 3 days, it might happen that they might not wait for you. Okay. So don't worry, like we have proper techniques to understand ki kya exactly hai, what is the timeline. Because if you take a day or two, I don't think so they will be able to hire one more candidate because there is a lot of process involved, right? Shortlisting a candidate, getting him interviewed. But let's say if your mark was let's say 90%, okay, in the interview, the point that you scored was 90, okay, and someone was 88, okay. So now if you are saying a no or if you're telling them that okay, I'll wait for 2 or 3 days, that 88% will get a chance. So there are different ways, okay, through which you can actually take time and you can also interview in other places. Because I don't want to discuss it over here, okay, but yeah, I'll tell you, don't worry. Okay, Manan knows it. Okay, so yeah.
तो आपने फिर या पैकेज के मतलब उस पे बेस पे कंपनी चूज किया या कंपनी कल्चर के बेस पे?
I got a better opportunity, but I needed to relocate, and that this is something that I am working from home, so I chose that over relocation.
Correct. Both are important actually with us. Okay, the company culture also. We discuss flexi loans. If you research on the internet, you will know. Okay, that how many openings there are. What is the size? Okay, I think so. They are funded around $40-50 million. I'm not exactly sure. Us time discuss kiya tha Manan ke saath. I don't know the numbers. Okay, but then yeah, then I spoke to the HR. The HR say I had referred, right, Manan. So I spoke to them. I understood like how is the reputation, what is the team culture like, because the HR whom we deal with, right, so we can understand the entire history, right? That let's say if like 5 people have gotten selected from there, right? What is the feeling? What is the opinion of theirs, right, towards the company? So there are a lot of other things. You don't have to worry, Vikas. Right now, your concentration should be just to crack offers, not anything else, right? Okay, become eligible so that you can crack offers. Once you have cracked it, we are there to help you out. Okay.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So last question of the day, Shashi, you want to go next?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, Manan. Congratulations, first of all. And see, I know you were fed up of answering the question. It's been more than 1.5 hours. Yeah. So my question is, say I have complete. I work also, so I don't get too much of time to practice and all. So I'm in development part. I've taken around 3 months to complete DSA itself. So my question is, while I'm doing development, so I'm the data structure things are getting fed away of my mind, and I'm not getting that much of time. Say suppose I'm getting more like 3 or 4 hours on a daily basis, while doing 2 or 3 tasks in development, that time is gone. And the data structure is going fed away from my mind. I'm not I'm not getting time to keep track on data structure also. So how do you manage all this? Like you also told that you were also giving 3 to 4 hours on daily basis, and you were working also. So how do you manage all this?
Yeah, I did not practice DSA, and that is the reason that actually if you want to do DSA, I should suggest that you should give at least try to solving one question daily.
Okay.
So that will help you get a grip on the DSA. I did not did that. When I started web development on the front end side, I never practiced DSA, and that is something that now I'm going to start again. That's what I mentioned earlier in this session. That yeah, I am also going to start DSA again and practice it every day in the consistency, because that is important. At the end, you will be asked DSA somewhere or the other.
Yeah, over here, what I'll suggest, obviously, let's say if you just are able to allocate 2 to 3 hours, so one question will be a bit difficult. But what you can do, you can, let's say, break down that one question rather than solving it in a day. You can solve parts of that question, or you can just try to solve, let's say, one question in 3 days or 2 days, whatever the frequency is, right? The more you solve, the more you practice, the better you'll become, right? So this is there, right? But now you have to also understand how much time you can allocate, right? So it's like a mixture of all these things, and you have to decide, because if you look at Manan, right? Manan has come back to us. learning backend with us, right? Okay. So now the thing is, he's also working in flexi loan. So now he will not be having a lot of time, the time which he had before. Okay. Obviously, there is, like say, like everyone will be having at least 2 to 3 hours of free time, which you have to understand what you want, what do you want to do with that. Okay. If you decide to upskill, those things will add up sometime or the other. The more you practice, the more you do things, everything will add up, okay, and will get you the results one day or the other. Okay, nothing goes in waste. Okay, it's just that जितना ज़्यादा time निकाल सको, जितना ज़्यादा practice कर सको, right? That is what my suggestion will be. Just keep on working, guys. Like keep on putting in that hard work, putting in that effort. Okay, and trust me, guys. Like this thing has a lot of up scope. Okay, कुछ down scope नहीं है, right? If you just keep on doing the things, okay, it's the same with each and every learning that you do, right? Okay, the more you learn things, the more knowledgeable you become, okay, because these things you'll be using it, okay, on a daily basis, okay, so you have a very bright future, okay, so just keep on working hard, guys, okay. So Manan, any few tips which you want to give?
Hello, Manan, आप कहाँ से हो?
I am from Gujarat.
Okay.
Sir, last question from you, Vaibhav sir. I guess you would be the right person to answer this. See, I have completed DSA in Python only. Okay, so I think I have good command on Python. So while learning development, like JavaScript is kind of hectic for me as of now. I don't know it will be after the completing the course or not. But my question is, when an interviewer asks the question in data structure, okay. So will I be get the option to answer that particular question in Python or not?
Any
Or
language,
like
any language you can therefore any language you can answer it, because at the end the other person just wants to see whether you have the logic building skills or not. Okay.
Okay.
And trust me, what I've seen people, like I've seen like over the past of this history of Sharpener and me also doing it. Okay, the last language which you work on, that becomes your primary language. Okay, you become comfortable in that, and it's a very smooth transition, right? That's why I think, Shashi, it has been 7 days, 8 days, you coming to web development, right? So now, like within, I believe, a week more, you will become comfortable in JavaScript. That initially that thing is a bit difficult, but dhire everything will become. You'll start understanding the concept. At the end, language transitioning from one language to another is pretty simple and straightforward. Okay, it's not very difficult. Okay, it's just that thoda sa time lagega, because all the concepts which exist in Python will also exist in JavaScript. Your entire logic building skills remains the same. And people who have moved till stacks and queues, you will understand that coding is a easier part, right, compared to building logic, right? So if you are able to build logic, coding, because at the end there are a lot of, even the interviewer knows, if you are, because out of 10 questions that they ask you, 6-7 questions they will never tell you to write the code. They'll just check your logic and then they'll tell you to move on to the next question, right? Okay. So now even they know if you are able to like build the logic, and if you're able to code one question, then probably you'll be able to code the rest 6 or rest 7 also. Okay. Just concentrate on one thing. Okay. You don't have to concentrate. What I suggest is whatever direction you're moving, just think of that direction. Okay, and keep on revising things. Okay, that is what I'll suggest.
Thank you both of you. And once again, congratulations, Manan, and more success to you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So whatever
Hello.
questions, I believe a lot of people will
एक
be
क्वेश्चन
having
था सर
questions.
एक क्वेश्चन था
Yeah, okay, go ahead, because what I've seen, like people are asking just repetitive questions to get through it.
सर बोले
Yeah,
थे
just
कि
go ahead.
सर बोले थे कि मैक्सिमम जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज कौन से शहर में है? मतलब बैंगलोर, हैदराबाद या किधर है? मतलब मैक्सिमम
So
जॉब
all the
अपॉर्चुनिटी
IT sectors, right? All the IT sectors have good enough job opportunities. You have to understand that you don't have to crack 100 opportunities. Okay, you just have to crack one good opportunity and you're set. Okay, so you don't have to be worried कि यार which शहर I should look for. Okay, if you are, like say, if you're situated in an IT location, which is let's say Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kolkata does not have opportunities. Right? I am from Calcutta. Okay, there are very limited opportunities that you have. Okay, let's say if someone asks me that can I get a work from office in Bihar, Calcutta, it's not possible. There are not any opportunities available there. ठीक है, the only one that you can look out for is work from home. ठीक है, so yeah.
और सर और एक क्वेश्चन था, ये जो लूपिंग में हम लोग स्टार बना रहे हैं, एरेज जो सीख रहे हैं सर, ये भी पूछा जाएगा सर इंटरव्यू में?
देखो like so I have not actually participated in the interviews which these people give, but I actually when I talk to them I get to know what questions they were they not able to answer, right? ठीक है, तो लूपिंग वो लोग आंसर कर लेते हैं एक्सेप्ट वन कैंडिडेट जिसका नाम मैं बताना नहीं चाहूंगा. I had basically called him in class. I think so Manan, he was present in that class, I guess.
Yes.
है ना Manan? ठीक है, he was present in that class. ठीक है, जब मैं उसको बुलाया था और मैं बोला था कि देखो मैं तुमको ये क्लास के साथ ही तुम्हारा डाउट रिजॉल्व करूंगा. ठीक है, इट वाज अ वेरी सिंपल पैटर्न क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, बट देन ही एंडेड अप गेटिंग सेलेक्टेड आल्सो. ठीक है, सो दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ दैट.
That was very unexpected.
हाँ.
That was very unexpected.
I mean, even I was not expecting whether he'll get selected or not, but he ended up getting selected. He did not join that offer; he joined a better one. But yeah, so that. मतलब यहाँ पे ना, see, you cannot underestimate the interviewers by saying that they cannot ask this, they cannot ask that. They can ask you anything because at the end the ball is in their court, right? Okay, and now wherever they want to shoot that ball, they will shoot, right? Okay, so you just have to play it well. Okay, so don't be worried. Okay, just concentrate on the things which you're doing. Do not feel that this is too difficult, this is too hard. Okay, this is too easy. Okay, just keep on continuing with the code, and trust me, everything will fall in place. Okay, one brick at a time.
Manan, this is a silly question. Something. Have you got any welcome kit by your company till now?
नहीं भाई.
Yes, I got welcome kit.
Okay, that's it. And how many lead code questions you have solved till now?
Only the questions which were from the Sharpener DSA part.
No, I know, but how many number of questions? Because in your dashboard, it lead code, you think that how many questions you have attempted, medium, hard, easy, and that's.
Or remembering it is very difficult to get. You will not remember it if I ask you this question right now. How many questions you have solved? You will not. I myself don't remember it. ठीक है. See, the thing is, यहाँ पे ना मतलब becoming comfortable. I have seen people thousands of questions. They can still not being comfortable in the topic. ठीक है, and I've seen people solving. So if you look at my lead code, I just solved. मतलब lead code में I solved very less questions. I solved just around 200 270. अगर तुम देखोगे a person who is in the niche or something, they would have solved more than like 400 500 questions. But the point is you becoming like all rounder. Like let's say whatever question that they ask you, you should be able to answer them. ठीक है. So whether it's a difficult topic, whether it's an easy topic, you should understand that what is the meaning. ठीक है, rather than solving 5 questions on that topic extra. Obviously you can solve it because that will help you practice things, make you more comfortable, but there is no such limit कि यार इतना question solve कर लिया तो ये company crack हो ही जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है. ठीक है, it does that how comfortable you have become. ठीक है, and I believe that मतलब you should not give a mark to anything. ठीक है, the mark should be क्या, whether you have become comfortable or not. If you have not become comfortable, then solve 5 more questions. ठीक है. Cool. Okay, guys, it was really nice having you, Manan. Okay, an awesome session. Okay, hope that everyone's doubt is resolved. You guys get motivated from the Manan's journey, right, and work as hard as him to crack amazing offers ahead, right? Okay, and trust me, whether it is recession or whatever is coming near future, okay, it will get over and you will be in the correct place. Okay, I don't see it coming right now, but I don't know what will happen in future. I don't read news. Okay, I don't know what is exactly happening in India. I don't know that. I don't care also. I care, but I believe if you cannot control it, you cannot do anything over it, right? Okay, you can just work your way out. Okay, you can just work as hard as possible so that any barrier comes in, okay, you are able to overcome it. That's it, right? Okay, so just work hard, okay, and you should be good enough. Should be in a good position. Okay, just today I was seeing a lot of articles on a lot of statuses of people putting on WhatsApp that for Twitter CEO got fired. Okay, it's better to have a government job than even if you are the CEO, parents will always prefer a government job for that. Okay, but yeah.
मिलियन मिला है सर उसको.
Yeah. So whatever it is, okay. So just work hard, okay, and okay, irrespective of all these things, okay. We might have created a lot of problems for Elon Musk.
Hello, sir.
Right? Easily he got fired.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Ajay, all the doubts, like whatever doubts you guys have, okay, I know अभी भी
Yes,
बहुत
sir.
सारे doubts होंगे, ठीक है. Ending this silsila will never, मतलब this doubt वाला silsila will never get over. Okay, so don't worry, Manan, I will request him to come on Discord someday or the other, and you can just post all your doubts there. He will be
Current
more than
package
happy
only,
to
sir.
resolve it.
Current package क्या है बस?
He has already answered it. You can just go through the video. You will understand it. Okay. So yeah. Okay, guys. See you guys tomorrow
Thank
in
you,
the doubt
Vaibhav.
session. Okay. Chalo. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Bye bye.